all of my brothers and sisters out there, whether you're natural, adopted, grafted, scattered, wherever you may be, all of the children of the Most High. I'm coming because first of all, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for those that do subscribe and then do pass on this channel to other people. Okay, so I titled this Racism When Convenient. Racism When Convenient. It's Black History Month, so-called Black History Month, okay? And so the Black History Month is where, people tend to talk about Black history. They talk about people like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth and Martin Luther King, and the list goes on and on and on, all of the various inventions that so-called African Americans brought to these United States, and what have you. And as those of you that are aware, you do know that our history extends well beyond the 1600s in the Americas. It goes all the way back to the Bible. That being said, that's not what this subject is about. It's not about our Bible history, although it's important. But it is in a way. So I titled this Racism When Convenient. So I was looking at a couple of posts where people were attacking the word Hebrew Israelites. And not that I agree with every practice of Hebrew Israelites as far as, saying that only Hebrew Israelites can be receive salvation. Those that know my channel know I don't agree with that at all. However, I'm just attacking or addressing, not attacking. Let me say I am addressing those that I have seen attacking the Hebrew Israelites, saying that, and color, that Jesus, what difference does it make if Jesus is black? What difference does it make if Hebrew Israelites are black? And I'm looking at that, and I looked at some of the people making the comments and saying, what difference does it make? And saying that it's a racism to bring this stuff about. And that's on one aspect of it. Then I looked at some other channels where people were just providing passive education about who the people of the book are. And when you look at some of the comments, people say, this is divisive. It's racist. Why would you even bring that up? What difference does it make? And you're a racist. Why don't you just talk about what we're supposed to be doing? And why are you talking about that Jesus is black, the people of the book are black or dark skinned? What difference does that make? Well, and then they call them racist. And I'm not talking about those that, I'm talking about educated videos. I mean, then you'll find somebody that will post something crazy. And I said to myself, that's racism. Reverse racism. And here's what I mean by that. When the people of the book were the color that we know that they are, and somebody changed it, that's racism. Why change it? That's racism. So if I correct something that has been misinformed, now we are racist? You understand what I'm saying? So it's racism when convenience. It wasn't racism when you change the colors. It wasn't racism when you put pictures in the Bible that did not depict the characters. correctly. It wasn't racism when you made Ben-Hur and the Ten Commandments. None of that was racism. None of that was racism. But now all of a sudden, it's racism. If I correct what has been miseducated. You follow me what I'm saying? So that doesn't make any sense. Does it make a difference what color Jesus is? Does it make a difference what color the people of the book were? No, not at all. Don't make a difference at all. I'd be the first to tell you that. It doesn't make a difference. Does it make a difference that they were dark-skinned? Does it make a difference that the people of the book were scattered and who they were? Does it really make a difference? No, to be honest, it really doesn't make a difference at all. However, it made a difference to somebody, because somebody took Jesus and made him European. Somebody took all of the people of the book and made them European figures and depicted them in pictures and changed it. So it didn't make a difference to me when I did not know. It really didn't. When I used to look in the Bible and I saw Daniel in the lion's den and it was a European guy, it didn't make any difference to me because none of the characters were racist. You understand what I'm saying? When I thought that the Son of the Most High was European, it didn't make a difference to me at all. I mean, I served him. I read. I always kept feast days and Sabbath. So when I did not know and I just thought that they were the color that they were, European white, it didn't make a difference to me. It didn't. I mean, it really didn't. I went on serving. I just thought about the Most High. I just didn't know. But when I found out, now it made me wonder, why would somebody go to that extent to change the colors and to change the characters and who they really were? And if somebody else corrects it and re-educates people whom it impacted, why say that that's racism when you do that? So that's what I mean by racism when convenient. So I invite you all to engage in this conversation in the comments, because some of them, when they're really crazy, I get rid of them. But on this one, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave them all. So what I want to know is, what's really the racism? When the pictures were changed and the characters were changed from dark skin to Europeans, is that racism? Or is it racism when I make the correction or other people make the correction? That's what I want to know. That's what I want you to comment on. Send this video out. I really want to know the logic of that type of thinking to say that's racism and divisive when you make the correction and you put education in check. Because education that has depicted the characters in Bible, whether it's in a biblical seminary school or Bible college, it's wrong. And it's racism to present it that way. It's not racism when I make the correction. So you can't call it racism when it's convenient. Okay? So just wanted to leave that out there with you. Now let me leave this note with you. Isaiah the 56th chapter. Because I don't care whether you're Chinese, I don't care whether you're Russian, I don't care whether you are so-called African American, white American, I don't care if you Anglo, Hispanic, It doesn't make any difference to me if you are serving the Most High and all of his commandments, statutes, and judgments. Isaiah 56 tells me you're going to make it into that kingdom that's going to be right here on earth. That's what it tells me. So it says Judah, Israel, and the Gentiles. So that's how I know. And it's not how I feel. That's what the Bible says. I don't care about how I feel personally. I don't care about how I feel, because I want to do what those scriptures say. And that's what I'm more interested about. It's about the scriptures. And so you can be any nation, okay? Now that does not dilute the fact that Israel was God's chosen people. It doesn't dilute the fact that Israel is very important, because it is a very important about who Israel is. Why? Because in Revelations, there's going to be 12 gates to the city. And each one of those gates is going to have a name written after one of the nations of Israel. 12 nations, 12 tribes. So Israel is very important to God, because our job as Israel was to go out and teach other nations. Okay? So I don't want to leave that part out. Okay? So other than that, y'all be blessed. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk soon. Racism when convenience, that's the title.